So you did something nice for your girl, but she didn't really thank you that much. She might have even guilted you for doing something nice. Okay? You just didn't get the response that you were looking for. What do you do in those situations? So I had a call with a guy today, and he was telling me about a situation. One of the things that he did for his girl, which was pretty time intensive and was pretty thoughtful, when he offered that up to her, he didn't really get a thank you. He got kind of chastised for the action, okay? And then she was kind of difficult to deal with after, that little situation. And a lot of people would say, oh, well, somebody doesn't want to be grateful to you, well, then why even be with that person? Because that's just rude. And yeah, you'd like to think it's that cut and dry, but when you're in a relationship with somebody, there's a lot of things that you're going to work through together. There's a whole range of emotions that you're going to have to deal with your partner, right? And you don't just cut them loose over, something like that. Even though generally speaking, we'd all like some gratitude, right? But here's the thing that maybe you're not thinking about, which is that, when you do something for your person, okay, you need to think about, what kind of place is that coming from? Is your relationship in a place of good health and is attraction at a maximum, okay? Or are you doing something to try to further sweeten the deal so that way you can, get a better grip on, your partner's favor for you? That's the important thing. You never want to be doing gestures like gifts or, any kind of actions, anything like that to try to, further lock that person in. I can remember a time where I was dating my ex who, eventually, that was a bad relationship, right? She cheated on me and some other stuff. And I remember early on in the relationship, just feeling like I needed to do something. And I went out and got her a promise ring because I remember her telling me that, like, her last dude did that and stuff like that. And, in hindsight, I remember just thinking about it. Man, I went out and dropped all this money on this little ring, just out of, sheer anxiety because I felt like I had to do something to keep it all together. And anytime you're feeling these emotions in your body, like, man, I gotta do something to fix this, it's always a bad idea. You're doing too much. So when your girl isn't grateful for something that you do for her, number one, think about your motives, right? You may not even be aware that your motive is coming from some weird place, okay? But also take your attention away from her at times where she's not being grateful like she should be, unless she's justifiably punishing you for doing something lame to try to get her approval. But you do something nice and it's not going over well, again, you're probably not going to do that again. And you're probably going to take your attention elsewhere, focus on yourself, and let her come back around when she's in that proper behavioral space. Follow me for more dating advice.